The milk thistle, it has erupted. So I'm going to actually harvest all these because I'm sure they'll grow back a lot more. And I just hope my new garden gloves can withstand these, because these are even bigger than the last ones, and these really made me stick myself. This is my moringa. I brought it in rather than just chopping it down, because I was like, what if it would continue to grow inside, and then I could have fresh leaves inside until the next season, and then at one point I'd chop it down. And anywho, I brought it in to see if I could get more leaves out of it. If not, I'm just going to chop it down. A lot of the blooms fell off, but this one has actually what do you call it, bloomed, flowered, because this is not going to give me a seed pod, so I'm going to eat it in my eggs. And it's just one. I usually have a handful of them. People do, you know, stick in their eggs. Oh, and I didn't show you very closely the yellowing of this branch. See? And these look really sad. Aww. And I don't want to overwater because it feels moist still. But so I guess now I'll water and see how the more yellow leaves dropping, and see how the leaves react. That's what I'll do. Yeah, it's a dehydrator. I don't use it anymore. I don't know. It was a moment I had. Milk thistle that I just harvested, and these things stick. They stuck right through my suede gloves. This is this empty area that wasn't producing very well, so now it looks like the only things that are coming up and growing are, I have 4 kale here. There's one back here you can't see too well. It really shouldn't be growing that close to the other one, but I'm not gonna pull it. A mustard green and a collard, I believe. Oh, that's backup lettuce. Old peppermint. New peppermint. This is my raised bed, my fall crop raised bed. These are just getting their color and wrapping up, I think, for the season before it freezes. My green onions are growing very slow. The lettuce is doing well. This is Caesar. This is Samson seeded. It loves the cold, so I started some bok choy. Have that coming up. A closer view of these. It looks like these are trying to flower and give me a couple of more peppers before it's all over. But these are the other red peppers actually turning red. They're beautiful. Here is more lettuce at these corners, and they're ready to make me a salad today. Swiss chard. Hey, what up, boo? These 3 were red celery. They did not come up either. I don't know why my peppermint is suffering. Normally I can't keep up with it, which is why I only planted these. But when I saw they weren't growing as fast, I planted these. Are ready to make me a salad right now. So I'm gonna turn this camera off and do just that. And while I'm here, I thought I would discuss this with you. This is an indoor plant, and this is one of my first deliberately indoor plants. Almost everything I've gotten was something that I knew would be eventually transferred outside. I'm actually taking a long time to just give you a short message. The bottom line is, when we got this, it was beautiful, just like this, except the leaves were noticeably wider, and the ends just mushroomed out beautifully and curled. But At the beginning of the summer, I thought, oh, I can't wait till it gets really warm out. This is going to be great to take outside and give it some natural sunlight, right? And it doesn't need much water either. So I took it outside when it got really nice out, and this mug turned brown here. Lots of the edges, a lot of the outer leaves just turned brown. It was just really sad. And the days weren't even too hot, they weren't too cool. Lots of full, straight on full sun. But this plant and a lot of other indoor plants, typically the ones you see that are actually stored and sold from the inside of the store, they are going to need the indoor light as directed. I know you guys already know that, but I'm really a rebel, and just in the little that I had learned about plants, I was like, oh, I bet you this thing would love if it's really beautiful and green now, just think what it'll do when it gets outside. And I saw what it did. Now I figured while I was at it, I'd go ahead and show you her, because you've actually walked with her through some trying times. So this is what she looks like now. She's really nice and green, and there are very few of those raggedy, I'm gonna call them frosted leaves, even though they only did so in 70 degrees. But here she is. She's being nursed really well back to health. I have the new growth here. They start out red, and when they fill in, they become greener. And there's some brand new ones starting. So I still haven't seen any flowering on him. I was kind of hoping that maybe the stress of the experience would have, you know, oddly enough, forced her into flowering, but that didn't work out, not so far. Maybe next season, or maybe even while it's in here in the winter, who knows what'll happen. So and I can't even give you the specific directions for her. She's a tropical plant. She's really tropical. She doesn't want to see 70. She could tolerate it obviously for a few days, maybe even a full week, but she doesn't even want to see like 70 and whatever, however the hell low the temperature gets on the night of a 70-degree weather, wherever you are. So ultimately, what we definitely know, she doesn't like it cool, and she doesn't like full sun either. Again, I'm thinking that this is more so one of those housey plants anyway, either tropical where the weather is pretty much always perfect, like literally tropical, not just southern, or really indoors. And you have to pay attention to her, because she's going to want different things at different times. She's not going to always want to be fed the same way at the same time, and she's not going to always want to be moist. She's going to want to dry out a couple of times in between waterings, but at the same time, she's not going to want you to treat her like a cacti. Some cacti. But yeah, I still love her, because I know she's going to give me berries, and it's on and popping when that jumps off. That's all I'm saying.